I'm going to be live streaming on a paranormal investigation tonight. The place itself gets investigated quite a lot by groups and paranormal people from all over the country. It's supposedly very haunted. I don't know how many of us are going to be there. Like I said, I've been invited by a group from the Midlands, so it'll just be a case of seeing who's there, what we pick up on, interacting with you at home, and seeing what we get.
Hello and welcome to this week's Friday Paravlog. Now this week I'm going to review the Boughton Cemetery paranormal investigation we conducted earlier this year in June. And there were 11 of us on the night, and I just can't help but break out into an accent. I just cannot help it. You know, it gets so tiring and so boring doing these paravlogs, talking all normal and serene and boring, like the sound of my horrible, horrible voice like this, that sometimes you just want to scream and talk like this. You just can't help it. Anyway, back to serious stuff. Sorry. Okay, I'm not going crazy. Not really. Okay, so, welcome back. So yeah, review of the paranormal investigation at Boughton Cemetery, or Boughton, however you say it. I'm not quite sure how you say it. But we conducted that in June this year. I live streamed on the night. There were 11 of us present on the night. And as always, we got some incredible results. Now, usually on these paranormal investigations where we're going out to a haunted location, most people tend to have some sort of a personal experience, whether that be seeing something, hearing something, smelling something, or basically anything strange out of the normal, you know, that doesn't usually happen. And it does happen a lot of the time. And these haunted locations, I mean, as paranormal investigators and people who are wanting to have a paranormal experience, we're going to these notoriously reported haunted locations to get a piece of that experience, that action, to see if we can see something, if we can capture something ourselves. And why shouldn't we? Why shouldn't we capture anything there while we're there? Why shouldn't we see anything? Why shouldn't we have an experience? You know, we're going along, we're opening ourselves up to these things, what could be there, and why wouldn't they want to come forward and talk to us all? I mean, come on. They're out in this other realm, this paranormal realm. They're probably bored to tears. They've only got themselves to communicate with within that field, within that realm, whatever it is. And, you know, when we go out there, they're probably, and they can see us and hear us and talk back to us, they're probably thinking, yes, this is my lucky day. You know, we can meet some new people here and talk and spook them. Because I'm sure as hell that when I die, I'm going to want to come back and haunt people and spook them. And I shall definitely come and haunt my friends who do paranormal investigations. And I will give you the best EVPs you have ever captured in your life. Guaranteed. Yeah, so anyway, what did we get? What spooky experiences did we have? Okay, the start of the night. We got into the cemetery grounds, and Pete started experiencing something first. He'd sort of walked off on his own around the grounds, and he saw a lady appearing like she was wearing a kind of a caftan. So a lady within the cemetery somewhere, and he thought he saw that. It was later confirmed on one of our YouTube videos that I'm not sure if I'm allowed to mention other people's names here, but I will do. And if you don't want me mentioning your name in the future, or anybody else's names that I mention, please do tell me and I won't. But basically, Mickey from UK Haunted said that he has seen the figure of a lady there,
because they've been there quite a few times as well. So that was quite interesting. And I mean, Pete had no idea of this. He's never met these guys. He's not researched the place. He doesn't research before we go to these places. So it's just like we're showing up and we're seeing what we can see, what we can get on the night. So that was quite interesting. So have a watch of this.
I'm admiring the place and picking things up already.
Oh yeah, like what?
Yeah. Like a lady over there. I said to Jared, not in a coat, not in a cape, but a flowing, like just like a kaftan thing.
Oh wow. Okay, so that was Pete. And Jared then said he was having some strange experiences already as well. He felt like there was a little boy there trying to communicate with him and telling him to help him to find his grave. He's like lost and he's saying, where's my grave, where's my grave? And this is what Jared picked up. And then he picked up the name of a little boy, and sure enough, this name was on a grave headstone. Now, some people out there would say, oh, he probably read that on the way round and he just, you know, thought he'd say it or whatever. But I know Jared personally, and I mean, me personally, I'm not fake. I don't believe in any of that rubbish because I've had too many experiences myself. Why make it up? No point. But as I've got to know other people, in particular Jared, I can't see why Jared would make that up. And if he were, I would be absolutely fuming mad with him. But I know he wouldn't make that up. So that was pretty interesting. So have a watch of this.
Walking over there, straight in my head. Boys come through. Where's my grave? It's gone. It's been moved.
Alright.
Looks over and over again. Where's my grave? Where's my grave? Where's my grave? I want my grave.
Oh wow.
So, it'd be interesting if anything like that come home.
Yeah, it will. Definitely. Okay, so they were personal experiences. Now, we went on to get our equipment out. Jared got his thermal imaging camera out, and almost instantly there appeared to be a kind of a blur on the camera. Now, he's used it a few times and this isn't the norm. So for a blur to appear on the camera like that, it's a little bit inexplicable. But if you have a watch of this clip, you'll hopefully be able to make out this blurred shape.
We're picking something up behind that
blur
cross there.
The blur's not there.
It's highlighting all the graveyards, isn't it?
Yeah, gravestones. They will do because they're being hot during the day.
Yeah.
But it's picking up a blur.
Oh.
Right there. We move it. It's not there. It's not on the lens. Bring it back. And there's the
So
blur.
go
in.
towards the cross.
Point the blur out on camera.
Do you want to go towards the cross, Joe?
What about my finger?
Hold on. What's that?
It's a blur.
And it moved. It's moving.
That is moving.
Yeah.
Hold on. Hello.
Head towards the cross.
There's somebody here with us. Just walk in front of that tree. I'll come up for me.
Stick your hand out in front, yeah?
Hold Pete's hands. That's little compared to Pete.
It's right next to him now. The
Yeah,
blur.
it's moving.
That's it, right there where your hand is.
Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is it that bit of grass?
just got a load of water come on.
There's some tall grass.
I'll pick up the grass.
Or where?
It's a blur and it's just moved. Isn't it?
Yeah. Is it raining? It's raining.
Yeah, we're in a tree. As I thought it was water on the lens, but it's not because you move it.
Oh, that's
Blur's gone.
Okay, so after the thermal imaging camera and everything, and we've had a little break and everything, we all split up and go our own ways. And me and Becky stick together on our own. And upon request from the viewers who are watching us via the live stream at home, we get out the Echovox. So we start this Echovox session with the viewers watching at home and helping us work out what could be said. And straight away we get a response of dead, which obviously collaborates with the graveyard. There's lots of dead people there. It then immediately says, Miss Forth, we see you. My last name is Forth. I will add as well that it said my full name quite a few times on this night as well. And it then says, yeah. So
So have a watch of this clip, see if you can hear it.
We're dead. We're dead. Hello everybody who's joining us. We're going to try to get there, but early start tomorrow. Great, we'll see you a bit later on then, hopefully. Loretta. Hey Sadie, I'm watching you from Corfu Airport. Oh, brilliant, excellent, lucky you. Did it?
It sounded like it.
Did it? Right, we're now going to get started on this and get down to some serious business. So if you hear anything at home, please do comment and let us know what you hear.
Okay, so after that, we carry on and we start hearing the sound of what sounds like a rusty old bike in the distance, sort of like as though something's possibly being dragged along, or it's just a really, really strange sound, and it sounds rusty and tinny, and everybody there hears it, and yet nobody can see anything explicable, such as anything in the distance or whatever creating this noise. So it's really quite strange. The only thought I have with it is if it could be maybe the sound of an animal, something, you know, in nature making that noise that none of us, you know would make that type of noise. But I don't know. Have a listen and see what you think, and do comment on this video as well, please, if you think anything.
Who's that just come behind?
Oh, it's only me. I
hello.
heard a squeaking noise over there.
Yeah, we heard that.
We heard the squeaking.
I thought it was skateboard. I went over, there's nothing.
Sounded like it, yeah.
Did you hear it? It was going on for ages, wasn't
Yeah,
it?
it was. It sounded like an old bike or
Yeah, an old
something
push bike.
squeaking, yeah.
Hello, hi, I'm from Cheshire, looking forward to some activity. That's from Jill.
Can you hear that?
Push bike, isn't it?
Oh, wow. I don't know. It's a bit odd.
Hello, hi, I'm from Cheshire, looking forward to some activity. That's from Jill.
Can you hear that?
Push bike, isn't it?
Oh, wow. I don't know. It's a bit odd.
After this noise, me and Becky continue with the Echovox session, and it then says 2 people, and then it says different people. So have a listen.
2 people.
2 people. 2 again.
Yeah, I heard 2.
Different people.
Yeah, different. I heard that.
Different people.
Now, bearing in mind, this could be an intelligent response because there's just Becky and myself sitting together, so there's 2 people who it could be coming through and talking to. And then this is our first visit there as well, and it's then saying different people. So maybe it's kind of saying, you're here, there's 2 of you, and you're different people. This is the first time you've ever come here, and you know we're just kind of meeting you. So that's quite interesting. Okay, so this next clip shows some interesting responses again, which could relate to this location. Now, this location is known for a man who was hung here. I believe he hung himself, or if I'm wrong, he would have been hung here by somebody else. We don't know. I really don't know, because I haven't researched it in depth, because I'm going out there to get evidence of, you know, the other side ghosts and everything like that. So I haven't totally researched that bit in depth, but maybe if you know a little bit about this, you could comment and let us know. The interesting thing about this clip is it says, this happened, ... won't say throat. Now, if he was hung here, obviously a rope would have gone around his neck and it would have tightened on his throat, and that's what would have obviously killed him. So for it to say this happened, something's happened there, this man has been hung. ... I have no idea what a ... could be, if it's the name of somebody who knew him. Won't say if there's something more behind this. I don't know. And then throat, again, throat hung. It's quite interesting. So have a listen.
It keeps messing up though.
Dot.
Do you hear
Okay, so going on from those clips, these next responses we get are quite interesting because they could tie in with what's just been spoken. First of all, it says, can't tell him. And then it says, 'cause he's still here. So who can't tell him, whoever him is, what? Who can't tell him something? Because he's still here. There's something behind this. There's a story there. There's got to be a story which is tying in with these responses. Have a listen.
That's better. Please tell us if you hear anything at home. Rob. That's the family. In the middle of the yard. Tell us to fuck off.
Yeah. Can you tell us your name, please?
Left. Eyes.
Help us.
After that clip and all of those responses, it then went on to say more interesting things, such as she's here, and I believe it's referring to me and Becky, or me and Becky, and they're thinking that we can help them in some way, as you heard on that clip. So at this point, whatever's kind of introduced itself to us, and we've introduced ourselves to them, they're there possibly thinking that we can help them in some way or another. Things then start to get really quite interesting, because I then say earlier on we were having a look at a grave here, and almost straight away it comes through and says, that's mine. So it's almost like it's responding to me talking about their grave, and they're confirming that it's their grave, whoever it is. They then go on to say about helping them, and they say my full name. Have a listen.
Earlier on, we had a little look at one of the gravestones here, because somebody picked up a name. That was mine.
Yeah.
That was mine. So who are you? Can you please tell us your name?
Sadie.
Did it?
Sadie.
Speaker is mine. Something wrong.
Okay, so remembering we're live streaming this whole paranormal investigation, somebody who's watching, called James, then says that he thinks they're trying to tell us to leave there. And straight away, as I read this comment out, it says, remain here.
Trying to tell you to get out of there. More than likely, James. They usually do. You should get going.
I've got cramp in my leg. I can't move.
Oh God.
And then it goes on to saying that they still need help. So it's almost as though straight away they're saying, no, don't leave. Stay here and help us. But at this point, I'm now thinking that there's multiple spirits here. There's something here that's wanting our help desperately. There's possibly bad stuff. We'll move on to that in a minute. And there's also things here that don't actually want us to be here. So it's kind of starting to make sense, it's picking up, and it's indicating all sorts of things going on here. This is where it turns a little bit spooky, because I then say and ask, can you say your name please? And the name that comes through is Have a Watch.
So, can you say your name? Who we're sitting next to, please? Please leave. Please leave, that said. Yeah.
So after it said that name, and it said please leave, it then went on to say, Devil, have a watch.
They say you shouldn't walk on.
Devil.
Devil.
Did you hear that?
Yeah. That was clear. Very clear. Who's behind you? There's nobody behind us, is there?
Nope.
No, nobody.
No, nobody's behind us.
So at this point, we think we've heard the word devil a few times, and we heard Satan. I said it. There you go, never mind. And basically, we then go on sort of saying, do you need help? Bearing in mind that we've heard, you know, that whatever's there needs help all the time, and people at home are hearing it as well. It then starts saying, leave, please leave, 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 leave. So all we're getting is leave, 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 please leave, which we do get at multiple locations. But like I said, there could be multiple things going on here within this spirit realm. There could be multiple things coming through, all wanting to voice something. Good, bad, evil, ugly, horrible, monsters, blah, blah, blah. There could be all sorts going on here. There could be people here who have been buried here, who are remaining there for some reason. Why they would want to, I don't know. But there could be anything here, anything at all. There could be this man who's hung himself. There could be this woman that people have seen, physically seen with their own eyes. You know, the ghost of a woman. Who is she? Why is she there? Is she good? Is she bad? There could be something sinister there. There could be something sinister following us everywhere we go, because we're communicating with this other realm. It's scary, I'll be honest. The more you do this and you take it seriously and you really get into it, it does get scary, some of the stuff you come across. So, on a lighter note, moving on to this next clip, we then get a warning of be careful. So the Equivox, something is coming through and speaking and saying be careful. So something that may be good there, something guiding us, something protecting us, or whatever, is telling us to be careful.
Please leave again. Why do you want us to leave? Are you disturbing your peace? Please leave.
Off, but I didn't pick up that last one.
No, I didn't. Person, come with. God, this is why we should be together, really. Right, come on, come and talk to us through this speaker, please. Use it. We should be together, really.
So, after the Equivox session, myself and Becky get up and we move to the central part of the cemetery where the old church ruins are, and we go inside there and sit on the grass and then start doing a PSB 11 session. And we get responses coming through that. Now, for those of you who don't know, I will point out that a PSB 11 box is completely different to an Equivox. An Equivox is a phone app, and a PSB 11 is a radio box. And basically what that does is it has two separate radios inside it, which you set up to scan continuously through these through the frequencies of where radio waves are put out, and it will hopefully tap into this audio frequency in which spirits are able to let us hear their voice through this PSB-11. And personally, I totally believe these spirit boxes, because there's so many intelligent and incredible things that have come through that there's no way of saying that what comes through isn't. Sometimes you do get the odd bit of radio interference, but you can tell that, you can hear the difference. It's more like a little twinge of a bit of music or something like that. It will not settle on the one radio station and pick out words from the radio station of where a presenter's, you know, doing their show. It won't do that. It's continuously scanning. And that's why, when you're actually using them at the location, that's why it can be so hard to actually understand what it's saying at the time. But some of these responses are really clear. Now, I've included this whole PSB-11 box session. It's cut into the responses we get back, so it's not very long, but these are the responses we got on the night. And it starts off with saying, "Scared of us." Have a watch.
Come and communicate with us here, please, whoever you are. Come on. Come on, we want to know what's here, who you are, good, bad. Oh, they got the secret behind on me. Behind me. Behind it is that, no. Oh my god. Can you hear that? Shit! This is like before Pete comes, didn't you feel that ice around your back? Did you feel it? Yeah. Becky's what? Becky's here. I did, didn't I? Yeah. Do you know Becky? Just heard I'm watching you.
Line up.
Hmm?
Come on, come and talk to us, please. Who are you? Are you bad energy?
So that was quite interesting. I mean, some of those responses, I mean, it says Becky's mad really clearly. Obviously Becky's there. Becky is mad. Sorry, Becky. No, in the very nicest possible way. Becky's mad. We're all mad. But it also says it's a woman, and going back to what Pete thought he saw and also what other people have seen there, it's a woman makes sense with other things, or it could be referring to us. We're women and we're there investigating. Who knows? So, while myself and Becky have been doing this PSB-11 box session, everybody else is scattered around this large old graveyard. And Pete then comes back to find us, and he tells us that he has just had some experiences. Have a watch.
And the beam's been broken twice. Apparently the gentleman was hung in the corner. I'm getting blinded. And
Oh, can't get you.
I wonder if that was him that walked across the beam itself. And then I faced it towards the tree. Well, Kath thought she'd seen something, and it actually broke the beam again. And there was a figure standing in front of the tree.
Really?
Yep.
What, while it was switched on?
Yep.
So Pete was using his laser grid pen and he saw breaks in it, at this point where this man has allegedly hung himself. So that's really quite interesting, and he thinks he's seen a figure there as well, and not alone, collectively with the lady who was with him at the time. So that's really quite spooky. Next, we move on to doing another Echovox session, all of us together, so everybody who's there at this location on that night, we join together. Jared gets his Echovox out, I might add, with his speaker. Okay, so it's not my Echovox app, it's not my phone app that we're using, it's Jared's. And interestingly enough, it says my name again. Have a watch.
Your speaker, right?
Are you here? I'm gonna grab it from. Oh yeah, that was over there. That grey one. Yeah. I'll keep over the aerial.
Yeah,
you alright?
yeah. Scream if you need us.
And we'll laugh.
And then not long after it says my name, it says, we thought you'd help. We thought you'd help us. Jared. It then says Jared. We thought you'd help us, Jared. And it then says, we're soaking wet. We're soaking wet. It's kind of a bit eerie to think that something there is coming through and telling us they're soaking wet and they're wanting help. Why are they soaking wet?
Can you use the name of the person who's got the vanilla on them? The vanilla smell. Who is that? Who is it?
So after those responses, okay, we haven't heard those responses clearly on the night while we're doing it, but on the computer at home when analysing it, you can hear it clearly. But the live stream app that I'm using to live stream to people at home so they can join in, then starts crashing. Bear in mind, we've now been live streaming for probably a good couple of hours and it's not crashed once. Things have started picking up though, and it now starts crashing out. It starts cutting out for some inexplicable reason. So while I'm there, I'm trying to turn my phone off, turn it back on, see if that can kind of reset things and get things on track, you know, if there's a technical issue going on here. And it doesn't really help at all. So I then end up having to use Jared's phone to continue on live streaming for the rest of the night. But at this point, personal experiences are heightening. Things are picking up. It's obviously getting later into the evening. It's very dark, very eerie. And it's just kind of strange. So before I move on to using Jared's phone, I continue on trying to film using my phone, and I managed to get a few clips, a few live streams done. And it then goes on to say, we kill, and it then says the word devil. Have a watch.
Right, Bill, Billy boy again.
Yeah.
Bill. You hear that? Say it again, say you didn't quite hear it. What do you like being called? Say again, please.
Andrew definitely said yes. So after it said devil again, it then says, mean spirit needs you, we hurt. So what's going on here? Are there good things there kind of warning us that there's mean spirits there? And are they then saying that they're good and they need us?
And then are they going on to say we hurt, as in they're hurting themselves, or are they going on trying to give us a warning, saying that there's mean spirits there, and these mean spirits are then talking and saying, we hurt, we're going to hurt you. Yes. Come on, my little lovey, come and talk through that speaker.
Come and talk to me. You gave me your name earlier on today, so there must be a reason why, so you want to come and say hello? Do you want to say something? Message?
Okay, so we then split up after that again. I continue on trying to live stream from my phone. And I get the PSP 11 box out, and it's just me and Pete left together at this point. And straight away, it comes through and says, our voice.
You're back. Hello.
Hello, can I use this as your voice? Now, our voice coming through on the PSP 11 speaker, is that a way of them saying that we're using your PSP 11 device as our voice, our way to get through and talk to you? It could be, it could be. Next, we continue on and we walk over to the area of the cemetery where this guy hung himself. And as we're walking over there, that's when I then have a very strange experience, like something's jabbing me hard in the leg. And this is caught on camera. You can hear me saying something prodded me in the leg. But just before I get this feeling in my leg, I think I've seen something there. I haven't seen it, you know, clearly. It's almost like it was in my peripheral vision. I've got the feeling something was there. I almost sort of saw it. So it could have been my eyes playing tricks on me. It may not have been, but it's kind of weird the way I then went on to feel something digging into my leg. Oh, there's someone here. Are we by your tree? Listen. Woo! Something's touching my leg! So that was that night's investigation at Bowland Cemetery. We then went on to do another investigation there, not too long after. And we had experiences again. I live streamed the whole event again. I say event, it's not really an event, it's our paranormal investigation. We're live streaming with people at home in the hope of getting some feedback and that people at home are maybe experiencing some, you know, hearing stuff that we're not, so that they can then tell us to help enhance the investigation. And just as way for people who are at home and are unable to actually go out and do this sort of thing themselves but have that interest in it, just as a way for people to be able to join in with that experience from the comfort of their own home as well, because I think that's quite nice to do that. The second time we go back, spooky things happen. Basically, we are doing a DVR recording session and I'm live streaming, and Jared's sort of provoking it, and there's this really spooky voice caught on my camera audio which says yeah, and it sounds really deep and grunty and kind of nasty, like
You call me arsehole. Give me a reason why.
Yeah.
Yeah, give me a reason why. Yeah.
I can confirm it's definitely not me. There's no way I would say that. It's not me. There was just me, Becky, Jared and Pete in that part of the location at the time. There may have been Paul as well, sorry. But the only thing I thought was it Becky, because it kind of sounds a little bit similar to Becky's voice if she was going like, yeah. But she's confirmed that it's not her. She does not think 100% that it's her.
okay? It's not Jared, it's not Pete, and it's not Paul, if Paul was stood with us, I can't remember. So that's kind of a little bit weird. I can't 100% say that that is paranormal, because it may be a confusion. It may have been, you know, Becky, or I don't know what, but based on what Becky's told me, it can't be. So that's that anyway. So that happened, and then later on we all joined up together to do a seance. By a seance I mean we joined hands to make a circle, all of us who were there. We then placed one person in the middle, and this type of seance is called a human pendulum. I've done this quite a few times in past years with lots of different people. And one thing I will say is a lot of people have quite upsetting and scary experiences whilst they're in the middle of this circle. And on this occasion, people did have personal experiences, but I won't say what. But on this clip I'm about to show you, it shows a camping stool fall over on its own accord and with quite some force. It doesn't actually show it on the clip. You can't visually see this camping stool going over, but you can hear it and you can see how we're all quite shocked and surprised by it. Have a watch. Fall over.
Did you kick that over?
No, I didn't touch it.
Did that just fall over on its own?
Yeah. I didn't touch it.
Right.
I didn't touch it.
Okay, that's a sign of you coming here to communicate with us. That's brilliant, thank you. We're now going to count.
So there it was. You can't actually see it, but you can hear it. And I will tell you, it's Loretta's camping stool, and there were some K2 meters on it, and she'd placed it just in front of her and Paul and Graham, and none of those were near it. If any of those had knocked it with their feet, knocked it over, they would have known. They certainly wouldn't have done it on purpose for cause and effect, you know, that nobody would do that. I trust these people 100%. And it's not the wind, okay? Although there was a slight breeze there on the night, there wasn't a breeze enough to force that stool to suddenly blow up and fall over the way it did. Not considering it was inside this circle of us all joined hands, so there was a bit of protection there anyway. We were also within the church ruins itself, so again, we were kind of protected from the elements, if you like. Like I said, there was a slight breeze, but nothing that could have forced this stool to go over the way it did. So I think we can all agree that that was something there causing this stool to go over. Thank you for watching this week's Friday Paravlog. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, please do give it the thumbs up. You can share it if you like. Get as many people involved as possible. I do call this like a paranormal community. It's where people come together and go out and sort of get this hobby of paranormal investigating, and I sort of collectively get everybody's experiences together, along with obviously the way I investigate, and put it together as a whole.
I'm going to be live streaming on a paranormal investigation tonight. The place itself gets investigated quite a lot by groups and paranormal people from all over the country. It's supposedly very haunted. Don't know how many of us are going to be there. Like I said, I've been invited by a group from the Midlands, so it'll just be a case of seeing who's there, what we pick up on, interacting with you at home, and seeing what we get.